Hello, Rabbi Gershom Sizomu. So nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Rabbi Daniel. Bye.
Wow, it's really so nice to see you, and I so appreciate your being with us for Rosh Hashanah here in Baltimore. The magic of Zoom is that we can share this conversation with our congregation here at Beth Am.
Thank you for inviting me. I am honored and humbled to be part of Beth Am congregation for a moment.
Sounds good. So I imagine that there are people who are joining us for services tonight that don't know a lot about the Abayudaya, about your Jewish community in Uganda. You could tell us a little bit about yourself and your community.
I am a leader of about 2,000 Ugandans who have dedicated themselves to Judaism, and I am fourth generation of a community that started in 1919 when the leader discovered Judaism from reading the Tanakh. He circumcised himself and his children and began to observe all the laws of Torah, as the Torah says, without any rabbinic guidance. He observed the rules of sacrifices, rules of Tumah and Nida, and their synagogue was considered a holy place, a temple. This actually ended in 1962 when the embassy of Israel came, and the ambassador found them preparing for Passover, and they were preparing a Kurban Pesach, a sacrificial offering for Passover. And he said, with the destruction of the first and second temple, Jewish people no longer offer sacrifices. He connected the community to rabbis and some rabbinic teaching, and the community began to observe rabbinic Judaism after 1962. Unfortunately, in 1971, Amin came to power and forbade Judaism. For 9 years, I grew up during that time. Judaism was forbidden. We were not allowed to wear a kippot. Neither were we allowed to observe any form of Jewish practice, not even Brit Milah. Everything was done in secrecy, in either in hiding, in the bushes. My young brother Seth was circumcised deep in the jungle, where nobody would hear the voice of the baby crying. And prayers were in the bedrooms quietly, and teachings. And that is just my family. I don't know. Many other families almost went extinct. But picking up from Idi Amin, we have been building our community slowly and encouraging the youth and running youth women programs. And now our community is growing from 300 in 1980 to about 2,000 as we speak right now.
Amazing.
So, yeah, that's the short history and short story of our community.
Wow. And I think a lot of Americans, of course, they know about Idi Amin, and when they think of Idi Amin, they think of the raid on Entebbe. You were a pretty young child when that happened. Do you remember it? What was it like for the Abayudaya?
I do remember I was in the first grade, and all I remember is some people were speaking, and my parents, and because we were not allowed to have a congregation, it was like about this. It was like now when we are not allowed to congregate because of COVID-19. So at home, my father and my mom and elder brothers celebrate, and actually saying you cannot tamper with the children of Israel. Pharaoh tampered with the children of Israel, and he drowned in the Red Sea. So Idi Amin also drowned in the same way on Passover.
Wow.
But
wow.
That was a sign and an indicator that you cannot tamper with Am Israel. Am Israel Chai.
Amazing. Now, that was a time when the Jewish community there was suppressed, and you said that it's now grown and thriving. You even started a yeshiva there. I think you have multiple towns, and even you're serving in the parliament now. Is that right?
I'm serving as a member of parliament, representing over 230,000 people of Bungoko County North in Mbale district. I am actually running for another campaign because mine are almost over. 2021, we have another election in 4 months.
That's amazing. Well, I wish you luck. You may have heard we also have an election happening here soon, and depending on the results of our election, I may come and move to Uganda so I can vote for you.
I see.
Well, good luck. Good luck to you. Can you tell us anything more on a more serious note? Obviously, we're in the middle of this pandemic. You mentioned COVID-19. You've heard that we've had about 170,000 people die here in America. Obviously, all over the world, people are suffering and losing their lives. What's it like for you there in Uganda? How has the virus affected you and your community?
Initially, the government locked down the entire country. Our only airport was shut down. All borders shut down. But then the government began to open borders to truck drivers. And these are the ones that brought in the virus. Now we have over 1,200 people infected. And recently, in just 2-3 weeks, we have had more than 15 people dead. So that might limit. So we might hold our services out of our homes, which is quite difficult because not many people here are knowledgeable enough to lead a family service. I don't have many people who can lead family services everywhere. So that is going to be difficult. Maybe we will sing a little of our few songs, and that might constitute our service, our home service.
Wow, this situation is so hard. It's and just to have a sense that it's a difficult thing for Jewish communities all over the world is a reminder of how we're connected in some very important and special ways. You know, as much as I'm sad by the circumstances that we're in, there's a part of me that's also glad to be able to connect with you in a way and to be able to have a conversation with the miracle of technology here. I would love for you to teach us a melody. And I think you're going to teach us a melody to Psalm 130, which is a song that we do, of course, on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, a little bit before Baruch Hu. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about this song and the melody and why it's important also for other kinds of things. And then I would love for you to teach it to us.
Thank you. It is Psalm 130. Mima Amakim Karati Adonai, and we sing this song on high holidays as part of the penitence, Psalms of penitence. And we also sing it on Yom Kippur, but usually we also sing it during the 7 days of Shiva, when somebody passes on. We also sing it at the funeral of any member of our community. So it is some kind of sad. It is a song that evokes some sad emotions, but it is also our song that shows that we are in the period of high holidays. So we sing it in both Luganda and Hebrew, but I'm now going to share the Hebrew version of the Mima Amakim. Out of the depth, I call out to you, O God, hear my voice and have slicha. Slicha means pardon. Because out of pardon, that's when people respect you and fear you as God, because you are merciful. So that is a song that really calls out to God and calls out to the attributes of mercy, silicha. And that's a song that we also strengthens us during such times of trouble, like now, the COVID times. Any time of trouble, we sing that song.
Beautiful.
Imamakim karati Adonai, Adonai shema bekoli, tihieina uznecha kashvot, lekol tachanunai, ki imcha haslicha, leman tivarem, ki imcha haslicha, leman tivarem. Mima'amakim karati Adonai, Adonai shema bekoli, tihieina uznecha kashvot, lekol tachanunai, ki imcha haslicha, leman tivarem, ki imcha haslicha, leman tivarem.
Gershom, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this melody. This melody comes from, it's been around for a while, right?
Yes, it has been around from maybe 1980, because we began writing new songs after 9 years of almost extinction of our religion and our faith. We renewed it in 1980 with songs of praise, including penitential psalms like 130.
Wow. It's so beautiful. And I know that much of your music is known around the world. And even I remember when we were in rabbinical school together in Los Angeles, and
yes,
you got invited to the Grammy Awards. And I remember we were talking about what you should wear, right? Remember that?
Remember, thank you.
That was
thank
good.
You.
Oh, right. I lent you my tuxedo, but you didn't end up wearing the tuxedo, right?
My first time to wear a tuxedo. And we were the same size. Maybe you are now bigger than I.
I think I've put on my COVID 15 pounds. But did you end up wearing the tuxedo at the Grammys?
Yes, I wore your tuxedo, but I wore it in parts. I wore the pants, and then up I put on a Ugandan. They say the hosts wanted us to put on some traditional Ugandan up, but the tuxedo.
Right.
I didn't put jacket. But
so
the
my
pants I put.
Tuxedo pants got to go to the Grammys. That's a great honor. Well, Rabbi Gershom, I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you. And please give my love to Tzipora and your amazing, beautiful children who are now so big and grown. When I knew them in LA, they were so small, and now they're really adults.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I wish you a Shana Tova Umituka, and I hope that certainly things are okay, that you stay safe there, that the virus does not increase too much over there, and also that over here we begin to see some relief. You talked about renewal and mercy, compassion, and mimakim karaticha Hashem. I think we can all use a little bit of mercy and compassion right now. So a sweet, a healthy Shana Tova to you and your community. And I look forward to seeing you one day when we can safely embrace once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for including me. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.